The April 30th, 2024 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Burgess. Mr. Burgess is present. Mr. Colby. Mr. Colby is present. Mr. Cruz. Mr. Cruz is present. Mrs. DeFlorio. Mrs. DeFlorio, you're muted.
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Dondorfer. Mr. Dondorfer is present. Ms. Hugh Smith. Ms. Hugh Smith is present. Chairman Long.
Here.
Chairman Long is present. Mr. Mafucci. Mr. Mafucci is present. Mr. Milne. Mr. Milne is present. Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith is present. Ms. Vasquez Simmons. Ms. Vasquez Simmons is present.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
We do. We have one public forum speaker this evening. When I call your name, please come forward to the podium. You will have 2 minutes in which to address the committee. Also, please do not bring up any signs or props with you, and do not single out any legislator individually. And please conclude when the buzzer sounds. Thank you for your cooperation, and you can exit back through the back of the chambers. Our first speaker is Terrence Schnurr.
This isn't going to be a particularly exciting speech. When I first signed up 20 days ago, my intent was to detail some events that have occurred since December 12th of last year. I'd intended these remarks to be a capstone on that episode and to move on without taking further action. However, additional information and further consideration has led me to conclude that I have an obligation to those less stubborn and less quixotic than I to do what I can to make it less likely that the county ever does again to anyone what it has done to me. Therefore, since I expect this to become a matter of litigation, I will not be giving the remarks I intended to give tonight. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you. Is there anyone else present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the March 26, 2024 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 24-0130, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the Motor Vehicle Theft and Insurance Fraud Prevention Program.
Moved by Legislator Mafucci, seconded by Legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Yep, Legislator Floor, you said yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item.
Referral 24-0131, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the Motor Vehicle Theft and Insurance Fraud Prosecution Program.
Moved by Legislator Mafucci, seconded by Legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Wait a second for aye. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0132, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for Criminal Justice Discovery Reform Funding for the District Attorney's Office and the Department of Public Safety, Office of Probation, and Community Corrections.
Moved by Legislator Mafucci, seconded by Legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion?
Legislator DeFlorio. Legislator DeFlorio.
Legislator DeFlorio.
Yes. Thank you. Through the chair to the
Legislator,
administrator.
hang on one second. You're
Oh.
very, very low. Try that again.
Is this any better?
There you go. Oh, that worked.
Okay. Through the chair to the administration, is all of the electronic monitoring equipment,
Hang on, legislator. We're we're messing with something over here, so hang on one second.
Okay.
Can't tell if that's on her end or on our end. Go ahead. Yeah, hang on one second, legislator.
Okay.
Sometimes the mic doesn't pick up unless you start talking for a little bit.
Yeah, legislator, you want to try that again?
Testing. Any
We can-
better?
We can hear you, but it's barely.
It's so strange.
we
Was
go.
there,
There we go.
Try that again, Tracy.
testing?
Okay, we got you. Loud
Okay.
and clear.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, I noticed the mentioning of electronic monitoring equipment. Is all county issued, for lack of a better term, electronic monitoring equipment issued and paid for through the district attorney's office?
Christine Durante from Probation, Public Safety. Through the chair, no, the electronic monitoring portion of this grant is through probation, and we monitor that portion of the grant.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, do you currently have a sufficient quantity of electronic monitoring equipment?
Through the chair, we do currently have sufficient quantity. We have not been short any units to date.
Perfect. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Is there any other discussion or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0135, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services for the Operation Stone Garden Program and authorize intermunicipal agreements with the towns of Greece, Arundecoit, and Webster.
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislator Burgess. Is there any questions or comment? Legislator Hugh Smith.
Thank you. I'd just like to explain my vote. As in previous years, I will be voting no. As a 20-year educator, there are many instances where I've had students who are in the country legally, they've been born here, but who may have an undocumented parent. And there's few opportunities or avenues for them to seek help when our sheriff departments are coordinating with Border Patrol. So I feel our community is less safe as a result of this relationship. Oh, thank you.
Senator Cruz.
Through the chair, Operation Stone Garden is a collaborative effort that investigates guns, drugs, human trafficking, and other crimes in collaboration with our local and federal partners.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, maybe we do a roll call vote?
Roll call vote. Mr. Burgess? Yes. Mr. Burgess votes yes. Mr. Colby? Yes. Mr. Colby votes yes. Mr. Cruz? No. Mr. Cruz votes no. Ms. DeFlorio?
Yes.
Ms. DeFlorio votes yes. Mr. Dondorfer? Yes. Mr. Dondorfer votes yes. Ms. Hugh Smith? No. Ms. Hugh Smith votes no. Mr. Mafucci? Yes. Mr. Mafucci votes yes. Mr. Milne? Yes. Mr. Milne votes yes. Ms. Smith? Yes. Ms. Smith votes yes. Ms. Vasquez Simmons? No. Ms. Vasquez Simmons votes no. Chairman Long?
Yes.
Chairman Long votes yes. 8-3, referral passes.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Referral 24-0136, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Office of Indigent Legal Services for the offices of the Public Defender, the Conflict Defender, and the Assigned Counsel Program for the second statewide expansion of the Hurl Herring Program.
Moved by legislator Mafucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any questions or comments? Legislator Dondorfer.
Through you to the administration, how many positions in the public defenders, conflict defenders, and assigned counsel program officers are not funded by this program?
Public defender's making her way towards the table.
Chair, can you hear me? Through the chair, I can answer on behalf of the Public Defender's Office. Have 182 positions in the office, 77 are in the grant. So I would have to do the math at this point of 182 minus 77. Can't do that quickly.
No, you're fine. We can do that also. Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, is this funding creating new positions in these offices? Well, at least in your office?
Through the chair, no, it is not.
Okay. Anybody here from the conflict defenders? No.
Sorry, there she is. No.
Through the chair, as this grant is only meant for the criminal practice in our office, and we do also handle family court cases. There are currently 3 criminal court attorneys and 9 family court positions, and that is attorneys that are not covered by this grant. There are a couple of non-attorney staff that are not covered by this grant, but for the most part, most of our criminal practice and criminal staff and clerks are covered by this grant. In this next installment, we have asked that ILS fund an additional city court attorney and an additional appellate attorney in our office, and we hope that that will be covered in this portion of the grant. We've also created the position of a project manager, which is something that we have historically had, but have lost within the last year due to the split with assigned counsel, and so that that position was created with this grant as well.
Through the chair, with regard to the assigned counsel program, we currently have 7 staff members. All of those positions are grant funded. We have a number of positions that are not filled currently that are also grant funded.
Thank you. I yield the floor.
Any question or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before the committee? Seeing none, the April 30th, 2024 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Public Safety Committee will be held on Tuesday,